Your nervous system is your first CFO. Why money responds to safety, joy, and the art of receipt. I recently asked myself a simple, dangerous question. If someone only learns one thing from me about money, leadership, and the architecture of a well-resourced life, what would matter enough to live in their bodies long after the article ended? Many Shana-isms came to mind. Money loves joy. Thank you, more please. Profit is protest. And beneath all of them, the truth that holds the rest in place. Your nervous system is your first CFO and the most important one you'll ever have. The reframe that changes everything. Most people believe their money responds to effort, to discipline, to strategy that sharpens until it squeaks. What it actually responds to is capacity. Your capacity to feel safe after completion, your capacity to let success land, your capacity to experience joy without bracing for the next demand. This is why your nervous system is your first CFO. Before spreadsheets, before projections, before pricing models and profit margins, before me, your nervous system decides whether work feels nourishing or draining, whether money feels supportive or threatening, whether success registers as safety or just a setup for collapse. When the system never gets the signal that it is done, it stays vigilant. When vigilance becomes chronic, joy becomes suspicious. And when joy feels unsafe, money has nowhere to land. This is a quiet paradox that most entrepreneurs live inside. They generate value constantly, yet rarely feel resourced by it. Because completion happens, receipt does not. And without receipt, even abundance feels like leakage. Joy is the signal. Safety is the invitation. Safety tells the body it can receive. Receiving builds trust. Trust expands capacity. That sequence changes everything. The forgotten art of receipt. Receipt is more than technical intake, more than the money clearing the bank, more than the invoice being marked paid. Receipt is allowing what you've received or accomplished to register in your body, in your nervous system, in your sense of self. Most people complete endlessly. Projects end, milestones pass, payment arrives, and then they move on quickly to the next thing, and nothing lands. The body stays empty, the systems stay tight, the identity stays braced. Without receipt, work teaches the nervous system a brutal lesson. Effort never leads to nourishment. Over time, the system revolts. Burnout follows, joy withdrawals. Receipt is the repair. It teaches the body effort leads to support. Completion leads to nourishment. Work has an ending. That lesson restores trust. Trust restores joy. Joy restores overflow. This is where philosophy becomes physiology. You don't rewire the nervous system through understanding alone. You rewire it by designing for receipt. Here are practices that change both money behavior and identity. 1. Build a pause into completion. Completion requires punctuation. So after sending an invoice or a proposal, pause. After delivering a project, pause. After hitting a milestone or achieving a goal, pause. 30 seconds is enough. Place your hands on your body, breathe, let the moment land before you rush off to the next thing. You are teaching your system that endings exist and they are safe. 2. Ritualize receipt. When money lands, mark it. Stand up, move your body. Dance if that's your language. Smile if that's what arrives naturally. Say something out loud that's simple and true. This supports me. This nourishes my life. This is welcome here. And my personal favorite, thank you, more please. This is nervous system education, a lived instruction that teaches your body what safety with money feels like. This is why I dance when money arrives. This is receipt. 3. Separate spending from receiving. Many people, most people if I'm honest, mentally spend money before it arrives. And this collapses receipt before it even begins. Let the money arrive first. Let it exist in your awareness. Let it support your system. Even a few minutes of unclaimed presence changes the pattern. 4. Celebrate completion publicly or privately. Name what finished. Name what it required. Name what it created. This can happen with a team, with a partner, with a biz bestie. It can happen with yourself. But joy shared is joy amplified. And we already agreed, money loves joy. Who you become when receipt is allowed. Receipt does more than restore energy. It reorders your identity. When effort is consistently followed by nourishment, the nervous system updates its core assumptions. The body learns a new pattern of reality. Work no longer signals depletion. Money no longer signals pressure. Success no longer cues the next collapse. A different self begins to emerge. This is the identity upgrade most people can't name, but they feel it immediately. You stop seeing yourself as someone who must constantly prove their value. You begin to experience yourself as someone whose value circulates back. The internal narrative shifts quietly. I create, I complete, I receive. That sequence becomes familiar, predictable, safe. Over time, this reshapes your decision making. You choose work that has a clear ending. You price in ways that allow your body to stay open. You stop chasing urgency as a proxy for importance. You trust that satisfaction strengthens your leadership rather than dulls it. This is what right relationship with money actually means. Money becomes a collaborator rather than a taskmaster. Joy becomes an indicator rather than a reward for all of your hard work. Rest becomes part of the operating system rather than a repair strategy. Because prosperity that cannot hold you is incomplete. The most profound change happens here. You begin to recognize yourself as someone who is supported by what they created. That identity compounds. It changes how you show up in conversation, how you set boundaries, how you initiate work, and yes, how you end it. And once that identity is identified, the nervous system guards it fiercely. This is why honoring your nervous system is not a soft practice. It's a structural one. It changes who you believe you are allowed to be in relationship with money. And that belief shapes everything that follows. My one desire for anyone listening to this, stop running. Let your body hold you. Let the moment of completion ring so loudly that it rattles the old survival scripts right out of your bones. You were shaped for overflow, trained into endurance, and this is where the shackles break. Feel what happens when effort actually ends. Feel what happens when money lands and nobody grabs the reins. Feel the quiet power of letting satisfaction stay. This is the place where the nervous system remembers its authority, where joy magnetizes everything you desire to you, where you stop having one-night stands with abundance and let it court you. Kneel if you want, dance if you have to, laugh like something ancient just clocked back in. This is the reckoning point, the pleasure threshold, the moment your body decides it belongs here. Let receipt make you dangerous. Let joy make you legible to abundance. Let your work feed you until your spine learns a new posture. This is the gospel according to the resourced. This is the hymn of the well-paid, the revival that starts in your bank account and ends in your nervous system. Take it in, all of it. It's been waiting for you. Postscript. Profit is protest. And so is teaching your nervous system that it gets to be held by what it creates. When you slow the moment enough for money to land, you withdraw consent from economies that rely on depletion to function. Receipt becomes resistance, joy becomes infrastructure, and a body that trusts that it will be nourished becomes impossible to exploit.